Don's here with me now. What you saying, mate?
Hey, I'm gassed, Terry, man. I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now. Like we've been hearing about Saudi coming in for a lot of our Muslim players and all of these things, but when you actually see the here we go and you see the dagger from Ornstein, it just hits different, man. It hits different because everyone was preying on our downfall. You know, so many rivals thought Chelsea are done. We're not going to be able to get rid of these players. And what we've made 100 and what's it, 120 million in a day today,
Minimum.
minimum.
Well, the Arsenal one hasn't gone through, but minimum. And I actually think you're probably getting a bit more from the Saudis than's going to be said. The Saudis always. This has
Mm,
been my experience of working in banking and with people from the Middle East. Whatever they pay, they some cultures, the West, we love to like brag about how much we spent. What I found with people in the Middle East, they like to play down how much they've spent. That's all I'm
mm.
saying. So they win deals, they play it down. So you probably got a little more, but yeah, minimum 120.
Yeah, yeah. So listen, that's going straight in the kitty there. Arsenal helping us to fund Casado because the rumors that are coming out now is that we're waiting to was waiting for the moves to go through to Saudi to actually bid for Casado. So yeah, I think you're gonna start seeing a lot more movement on that. So yeah, now I'm ready for some incomings, man. We've got quite a lot of players out, especially midfielders. So I think it's time that we start to see some players coming in. Jackson, I think last tweet I saw is that he is in the UK today actually. So that looks like it's moving quite quickly. And then you've got Casado as well. That's imminent. So things are looking good, Terry, man. Things are looking good. Hopefully Ziyech will be next. Not Ziyech, sorry. Hopefully Pulisic will be next. Then you've got Hudson Odoi. I'm seeing a few things about Saudi. I'm not sure if he's going to go there at this stage in his career because he's still quite young. But honestly, if I was him, I would just take it. I would take it. Hopefully, build your reputation a little bit, and maybe even come back to Europe as a multi-millionaire. Because there's no way he's going to get what 150k if we sell him permanently. No one's going to pay him that much. So if I'm him, I would take Saudi, to be honest. Go there for a few years, come back, see what else you can do in Europe if there's an opportunity there. So yeah, things are looking really good, man. But this is what we were saying to rivals though during the season. We said like there's gonna be ways around this. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, we didn't expect the Saudi relationship, but we expected Todd Bowley to be the businessman that we knew we were getting in when we saw that he wanted the club because he actually wanted to buy Chelsea in 2018 as well. So, you know, if you did your research about Todd Bowley, you would know that this guy's not stupid when it comes to business. You know what I mean? You don't become a multi-billionaire if you haven't got a brain. So he hasn't got a football brain, but this man is a genius when it comes to
And
the
this is
business side of things.
and this is the most important thing. You put people into the positions that they specialize in, you know? And if I suddenly had loads of money and I wanted to build like a big business and I wanted to get all my friends involved, I wouldn't have a friend of mine who is one of the best security. He was a soldier and now he works in security. I wouldn't have him come in and run my commercial department. He would run my security detail, you know?
Mm,
I have a friend who has run multinational businesses on a commercial level. He's running my commercials. I'm not going to put him in charge of logistics. You know, you put people in the positions that they are skilled at. And listen, you guys have only had Todd Bowley out of the football decision-making area for a month, and you switch things around, and already
mm,
Chelsea look different.
mm.
Andrew's here with us as well now. 65 million for Kai Havertz. Talk to me, bro. Talk to me.
I I don't know what we did. I think suffering that season to get Havertz out, I'd probably take that. If that's the result to get Havertz out, 65 M's, fine. I didn't think he'd be sold. I didn't think Chelsea thought anyone would bid for him. There's
No.
no way they had Kai Havertz on their sell list this summer. There's just no way they had him on there. If you look at all the Chelsea Twitter people and everything like that, we were going to offer him a new contract, but he turned it down. So it's just amazing. You know, obviously, I think also it's like if you add Kante's wages in, I think it's like near like 1.1 million off the book in wages. I know that would be like they got to factor in Cuckoo's wages and stuff like that, but that's all off. And you know, this is how it should be done. If you don't think they're going to work out, or the manager doesn't want them, or something like that, then you should try and get rid of players as quickly as possible. You shouldn't be hanging around. This is what we should have been doing for all these years. We should. If the manager doesn't want the players, then we get them out as quickly as possible. Not haggling over fees and stuff like that we used to do. We didn't sell people for 5 million or give people an extra year like we did with Bakayoko and goddamn Baba Rahman, who's still here after 9 years. You know, we shouldn't be doing that. We should be getting them out. And also, if players want to leave, then we shouldn't be trying to convince them, right? If we can't convince them to stay, then get them out, no matter how you feel about them. If they don't want to stay It's no good having him around. Negativity spreads faster than positivity. Just get them out. If Kai Havertz doesn't want to stay, that's fine. Then he needs to go. And
Andrew,
you make a buyer for him.
You make a really key point, because Terry, when these new owners came in, one of the key things that they said was any players that are going into their last 2 years of their contract, they're going to start talks with them if they're looking to keep them. And if that player doesn't want to stay, they'll be looking to move them on. So again, ruthless. You know, you don't want players a part of your team who are just going to be a problem, who are disillusioned of the project, you know, don't want to be a part of it. Mentally, again, they're not there. They're somewhere else. This is why I think Cover moving on to City is good for us, because he doesn't want to be here anymore. And again, we didn't offer him a new contract. So yeah, this is really good what they've done with Havertz. You know, because I reckon under Marina and Roman, again, love Roman for what he did, but we held on to players that didn't want to be here for too long. We weren't ruthless enough at times.
No,
you know.
I agree.
So
am I right that Mendy's price hasn't been announced yet at all? That Mendy's price has, because they announced the extra and Barley's.
Yeah, I haven't seen the price on them. I want to just say about the Kai Havertz deal here very quickly. This here says that Arsenal will pay 50 million in 3 installments for Kai Havertz, plus 15 million in add-ons in a total package worth 65 million. So that's 50 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
50 million in add-ons is what's being announced. So yeah, look, a big piece of business. But I will say this to you guys as well. I think it's good business for Chelsea. I am still very intrigued about this deal from an Arsenal point of view. We haven't got any gooners on the show as of yet. We have shared the link in the comment section if anybody wants to sort of come on and, you know, have their say. But I am intrigued because Arteta clearly sees something in him, surely, Andrew Don. Like, as much as you may disagree, objectively speaking, you don't drop 65 million pounds on someone that you don't believe can be a massive first-team player for you, surely.
Yeah, he's also not going on the bench. Any Arsenal fans saying he's going on the bench, he's not going on the bench. He's not going on the bench. I agree. I think they're going to try and turn him into an 8/10 in some areas, and maybe switch between him and Jesus in some games. But I think overall they're going to try and turn him into a more marauding 8. Now, what that does with Odegaard in the same team, I don't know, but that's up to Mikel Arteta to sort out. That's none of our business. It'd just be fun to watch.
If they want to play,
you know what? If he does well there, he does well there. I keep stressing this. He's been with us for 3 years. It's not worked out overall. He's not done well for us overall. I know he scored in the Champions League goal for everyone brings it up in the chat. I understand that, but if he's not doing well for us, we shouldn't care if he does well elsewhere. We need to move on and get players in that are going to do well for us.
Exactly. And that's one thing as well. I've seen a few people trying to say, Kai Havertz is a snake and this, that. For me, how I look at it, you can never be a snake of my club if you haven't performed for my club. Because if we move you on, I'm not going to care, especially if you're moving on to a rival, because I don't think Havertz is that profile that's going to, upgrade Arsenal and take them to the next level, yeah?
The same as the Lukaku situation.
Yeah.
This is pretty separate.
Yeah, if they want to play Havertz in that 8, they're going to have to take this guy to the gym every day. They're going to have to feed him some pounded yam, get him some African food, get this guy muscled up. Do you know what I mean? Get him a little bit more physical. Because, as he is, he's a bit of a feather, man. He's lightweight. So, good luck. Good luck if you're going to play him in that 8. Because, I'm rubbing my hands if we're playing Arsenal in October and the Havertz is in midfield up against Casado, Enzo and Cuckoo. Good luck if you want to play him in that position, man.
Ibby here. One of our long-standing viewers with a super chat says, Terry, I've done my stages of grief about this signing, pretending his name is Messi. I hope this works out because it's a big outlay. And look, that is the caveat or the reverse way of thinking about this is, look, you drop 65 million pounds on a Chelsea flop, if we want to use that term.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work out. The Arteta out crew. What's that name of that film? The Knives Are Out.
Yeah,
Knives will be out. This has to work so much for Arteta because up until the Rice deal, this is going to be his record signing. I mean, 65 million is the second biggest signing in Arsenal's history. I'm assuming. Obviously, Pepe was number 1 on 72 million. I can't think of anybody else they've signed that's more expensive.
Is that including all add-ons in? Is that including
yeah. So it's like the second biggest signing in their history, maybe up until Declan Rice comes in. It has to work. He has to deliver. But Ibby, I hear you on that, my friend.